Columbia Road in Martinez.
Trust meteorologist Chris Still for your first alert. Trust meteorologist Emily Acton for your first alert. Live from Augusta, breaking news.
You're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock on WRDW, now streaming live on WRDW+. I'm Robbie Patla. We start off with some breaking news tonight. A man has died following a car crash in Aiken County. The wreck occurred Wednesday afternoon, just before 5. Richard Williams was driving north on Atomic Road when his truck exited the road to the right, hitting a drainage ditch and a mailbox. He was taken to the hospital and passed away late last night. The coroner's office is investigating the incident alongside the Jackson Police Department. And Richmond County deputies are searching for a man wanted in an aggravated assault and battery investigation. Take a look at your screen. James Atkinson is believed to be connected to an aggravated assault and battery incident that occurred on Boy Scout Road Saturday. He's known to travel on a yellow bicycle and is believed to be carrying a machete. He's considered armed and dangerous, and if you see him, you're asked to call the number on your screen. Well, temperatures have been approaching 100 degrees in the Sierra. All right, thank you so much for that, Malik. Well, some CSRA residents are demanding answers as investigations are ongoing in the Daryl Lowry murder case investigations. Now, they are continuing after the teen was stabbed and drowned in Lake Thermod last month. Demonstrators rallied outside the McCormick County office building Saturday evening, and they say they want SLED's investigation to be transparent and accountable.
The whole reason for coming out today is because we want to know what happened to Daryl. We know he was killed, but we want to know why. We want answers. We want trust. Like we don't trust the answers we're given. We want transparency. We want accountability. We want to know why this was allowed to happen, why it's so quiet.
Daryl Lowry's family says they still have questions about their son's killing. They've hired a lawyer to investigate the circumstances independently from SLED. Well, Hayden Panettiere would have turned 37 this weekend. The Bugs Life and Heroes actress died a week ago in Greenville, South Carolina. Now, upstate residents and folks all over the country are remembering her life. As told in her own words, Alex Erbach has the story.
What would have been Hayden Panettiere's 37th birthday, her voice is louder than ever. But finding her voice in print, well, that's another story.
I think people see this as a tragedy and probably looking for some answers, and maybe they'll find that in her memoir.
Greenville resident Mike Norick says he understands why Hayden Panettiere's memoir is flying off shelves.
To be that young, to be that, have such a promising future and career, and then for that to happen here in Greenville, it's just, it's like, who would have thought?
This Is Me, A Reckoning has climbed to #1 on Apple Books and #11 on Amazon. In it, Hayden shares pieces of her past, opening up about both her struggles and her joys. The memoir also details years of turbulent relationships, including allegations of domestic abuse by her on and off again boyfriend, Brian Hickerson. Hickerson was reportedly with her in Greenville at the time of her death. But if you want to hold her story in your hand, you may be out of luck. Her memoir is currently sold out on Amazon, and the story in Greenville is much the same. Judson Books downtown, sold out. Barnes & Noble on Woodruff, sold out. And Second and Charles had just a few copies left. I bought the second to last, and now they're sold out. Mr. K's never had it in stock, and even if they wanted to order it, they can't, because their book distributor is also completely sold out. Stores tell Fox Carolina they don't know when they'll get more in, because the book's publisher, you guessed it, sold out. As for public libraries, more than 90 people on Greenville County's wait list. A similar story in Spartanburg and Pickens counties. A novel idea, getting the Audible version, voiced by Hayden herself, sharing a reflection on the life she lived in her own words.
In this life, I've laughed, cried, and made mistakes. I've loved deeply, sometimes too much, but it's who I am.
Now, investigations are ongoing into Panettiere's sudden death, but authorities are saying that they found no evidence of foul play. All right, well, we have a safety alert. Everything Sprouts is recalling some of their alfalfa sprouts. They've been connected to an outbreak of E. coli and salmonella. Take a look at your screen. Everything Sprouts sold these products starting May 27th. They were also used in Sprout and garlic mix products sold by Everything Sprouts. And a fire crew had to board a flight out of Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport after a laptop caught fire mid-flight. Witnesses say the device's owner threw it in the aisle and several other passengers burned themselves trying to put the fire out. Flight attendants contained the fire after it landed in Dallas. A fire crew treated the injured. And at one Augusta recovery home, the road to sobriety runs through art. The Hale Foundation is partnering with Cat McCall Papers to offer an art class for men in its year-long addiction recovery program. Around 20 men took part in the class using watercolor to create original pieces that represent their own stories both at Hale and in life. Mary Linda Lamar, Cat McCall's sister-in-law, who also helps run the business now, says that she's seen how a class like this mirrors recovery. It allows the men to be patient and take it one step at a time.
People come in that don't have an artistic bone in their body, and we look and we're like amazed at what they can do when they put a little time and thought and follow the directions. And I think that's a metaphor for life. You know, you can achieve something beautiful if you just follow the directions, and there's someone there to guide you. And I think that's what Hale House does.
This partnership grew out of an earlier collaboration when they created greeting cards that drew parallels between golf and sobriety. Those cards were sold out to raise money for the Hale Foundation, and board member Marshall Brown says that this weekend's class could inspire the next one.
So it's very meaningful for us, and we're hopeful that maybe out of that art class today may come another set of cards.
In the end, it's about helping those men discover skills they didn't realize they had and helping them on the road to recovery. Well, local universities just finished their first week, and the University of South Carolina celebrated it in a big way. The school invited the community out for the second annual USCA Downtown Takeover. It was a chance for staff, students, and neighbors to get together and celebrate the community.
USC Aiken is a university on the rise, and it's only because this community is so supportive. Our students are so fantastic, and everyone part of Aiken is just a wonderful person.
Live music, face painting, food, bounce houses, and more helped kick off the school's 65th year in the community. Well, the Trump administration says they're planning more drop from consideration after intense backlash in the UK. And Spider-Man is continuing to crawl up the box office charts as Brand New Day has grossed over $850 million in North America. The movie is now the 6th highest grossing film worldwide, with a total approaching $2.25 billion. We'll have more box office updates tonight at 11. Well, why did the turkey stop crossing the road? Because he now has a forever home. We update you on the poultry taking the internet by storm after this.
Save big on energy drinks and fuel at Parker's Kitchen. Buy any 3 16-ounce Monster energy drinks and save 20 cents per gallon on your next fill-up, only with Parker's Rewards.
This old Jaguar is back atop the jungle throne for the first time in over a decade. We come back with sports after this.
You've just had a car wreck. You're injured, you're stressed, and facing financial pressure. At the Mike Costello Law Firm, we're a phone call, a click away from helping you focus on your recovery. Think of this way. Hiring us is like taking a pill to make all your pain go away. Call or text us or visit us at mycostellolawfirm.com, and let's make all that pain go away.
Do yourself a favor, and I hope that you learn. Been in the wreck, call a Mike Costello Law Firm.
Truckville is getting a makeover, and this is your...
And talk to your doctor. On your sideline.
It has been a while, to say the least, since former Augusta University and All-American golfer Scott Jamieson tasted victory. That's what makes this one so much sweeter. Over 2 decades since he wore Jaguar blue, Jamieson is a winner on the DP World Tour. Jamieson riding a 3-shot lead into the final hole to claim the Nexo Championship crown. That's his first win on the tour, get this, since 2012. Obviously, he was full of emotions as reality sets in.
Yeah, 14 years after it's tough, so hard to win. I was so patient all day. Just can't believe
hard work paying off there, I'll say. And while things might seem quiet at the Christenberry Fieldhouse, that hasn't exactly been the case this weekend. In fact, over 2 months before basketball season, the Jaguars and many more are still putting those hoops to use. Augusta University women's basketball hosted another edition of its elite camp. Over the last 2 days, high school students both here in the CSRA and from around the country have been learning the college game, and they've been helped in that journey by Jack's coaches and players. Speaking with head coach Celeste Stewart, she told me today the goal is to give participants a feel of what the next level looks like. So far, she's pretty impressed.
Their energy, they have good energy. They're excited. I think also just asking great questions. We had a classroom session earlier today. They asked really good questions. We had a little basketball IQ session as well. So just getting them to think about the game and seeing how they think and how they respond to certain questions has been pretty cool to see.
Stewart also said she's excited for the upcoming season this winter. We'll, of course, be catching up with them again before November. In the meantime, more to come from the Jags 2026 Elite Camp tonight at 11.
All right, thank you so much, Tyler. Well, Germans are engaged in a